Hey YouTube, what's going on out there, guys? How you doing? Hope everybody's having a good Friday night. Hope you have good plans for the weekend. Here in Wisconsin, it's supposed to be very cold. It's going to be maybe single digits, and then when nighttime rolls around, that wind chill is going to get down in the zero, negative digits. So I'm going to be hunkered in this weekend and check out some films, and that's what I'm going to show you guys right now. I got picked up some movies today. Um, I got a box of movies from Deep Discount that came a couple days ago that I'm going to show you. And I picked up a couple things from Target, and I got a couple things in the mail. So we'll just start with the Target pickups first. Here you can see a movie. This is a DVD called Freaks of Nature, and it has an all-star cast. I guess you would really consider them like B movie actors. You got John Cusack, Bob Odenkirk, Patton Oswalt, Vanessa Hudgens, Dennis Leary. So it's not really your cream of the crop for actors. But it does look like a fun little film, and I don't know if it was released on Blu-ray or not, but I did see the DVD. It was 14 bucks, I believe. And they're calling it an outlandish horror comedy mashup. And it does come with a digital code. Here on the back you can see some of the actors. And it has a gag reel, deleted scenes, and an alternate opening. It's rated R, which is a plus. I watched the, what was it, the Boy Scouts Camp Apocalypse or something like that. I don't remember what the exact title was. Boy Scouts Guide to Surviving the Zombie Apocalypse, I believe it was. I ended up watching that one last week. I really enjoyed it. And to me, if I had to make a comparison to that video, I would say it's kind of like a mix between American Pie and Walking Dead. And there were some good laughs in there, and there was some good zombie gore. And it was definitely not for kids. There's some pretty sexual moments in there, where the girl was wearing the headphones at the rave, the party that they were at, and she was laying on like some kind of a slab table, and the guy was talking about he wanted to get in her panties, he wanted a little piece of ass, and she told him no. She said, I just met you, or I met you a couple days ago, you're not getting in my panties. And then she lifts up her skirt and said, but you can eat me. And as he's going down to the ground, he's like taking her panties off and stuff, this zombie strolls into the room, and he's missing his jaw, so he's just got this long tongue hanging out of his mouth. And the zombie kind of stumbles and falls into the girl's crotch, and his tongue goes right up in there, and she's like, "Ooh, oh, your tongue is very cold." So I thought the Boy Scouts Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse was pretty funny. So I'm hoping this is something similar to that. And again, I know nothing about this. Was a blind buy. Never heard anybody talk about this one yet. I think it's probably been out for a little while. Maybe it just came out this week. I'm not even sure. But I will get into it and let you guys know. I'll just read a little bit about it to you. Excuse me if I'm kind of sluggish today. I took a couple of muscle relaxers. So it says, in Freaks of Nature, we welcome you to Dilford, where 3 days ago everything was peaceful and business as usual. The vampires were at the top of the social order, the zombies were at the bottom, and the humans were getting along in the middle. But this delicate balance was ripped apart when the alien apocalypse arrived in Dilliford and put an end to all the harmony. Now it's humans versus vampires versus zombies in an all-out, blood-sucking, brain-eating, vamp-stalking Mortal Kombat, and all of them are on the run from the aliens. It is up to the 3 teenagers, 1 human, 1 vampire, and 1 zombie, to team up and figure out how to get rid of the interplanetary visitors and try to restore order to this normal little town. And it sounds really good. I like these kind of films. So it's definitely a comedy horror. You can see Dennis Leary and you can see Patton Oswalt. And I do like that it's rated R, because sometimes movies like this, they will slap a PG-13 rating on there, and then the movie just kind of doesn't really hit home as much as an R-rated film would, in my opinion. I thought this cover art looked pretty good. If any of you have seen this, let me know. Leave a comment below. So I'm going to be checking that out. That is Freaks of Nature. And one more thing here. Just wanted to see the year it came out. 2015. So the next one I picked up was a movie I hadn't seen in quite a while. The last time I saw this film was on VHS, and this is called Riki-Oh, the story of Riki, and it's put out by a company called Tokyo Shock. And there's the spine. And this is a comedy zombie horror type film, and it has a ton of gore. You know, when you think of the goriest movies you've ever seen, a lot of people think of Peter Jackson's Dead Alive, and that does have a lot of gore in it. But this one takes the cake. I think this one has more gore. And do yourselves a favor, after you watch the video, just go to YouTube and type in Riki-Oh, the story of Riki, and then watch a couple clips of the movie. It's just insane. Some of the, you know, they got guys pushing heads into a meat grinder. They got, it's kind of like a karate type film. And, you know, Riki-Oh is doing his karate moves, and he'll do like a forearm shiver to like the guts, and his hand will go right through the guts, and he'll pull out like intestines, and, you know, it's way over the top schlock, horror, gore. It's gore just for the sake of gore, but this is almost in a comedic way. You know, it doesn't take itself seriously, that's for sure, and it's the storyline is very weak. It just, this film was made, you know, with the gore in mind, that they were just trying to showcase the gore in the action scenes. That's all it was. And some of the action scenes were choreographed really well, and like I said, the gore is that's the cherry on the top in this movie. But the acting and the storyline are just pretty much garbage. But in a movie like this, you don't need a whole lot of story development, character development. It just says here, I'll read a little bit about this one to you. The cult classic returns in all its head-exploding glory. Riki is sentenced to prison for the pulpy murder of a lowlife responsible for his grandmother's suicide. In the dystopian future in 2001, the prison system has been privatized and run by monsters far worse than the criminals they keep locked up. So the guards were pretty corrupt, and they abused the prisoners, and that's why they say the guards were worse than the prisoners, because you know, they were illegally beating prisoners, but they were getting away with it just because they were the authority. Riki finds himself up against a gang of four. The Gang of Four. Superpowered martial artists who rule the various prison blocks and assist the warden with his illegal opium operation. Riki's innate sense of justice sends him into battle, forcing him to punch his way through one monstrous opponent after the other, literally. Action choreographed by Shaw Brothers. Many of you know who the Shaw Brothers are for these kung fu type films. Legend Philip Kwok, John Woo's Hard Boiled, 007's Tomorrow Never Dies. So they did get some big time people to choreograph this stuff, and they did get some pretty good special effects teams together to make this as gory as it is. And what I'm trying to say is, get this movie. It's cheap. I picked this up brand new for it was under $10. I think it was like $7. And $7 shipped, I believe. It was $7 and free shipping. You'll have a ton of fun with this movie. It's really great. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already. It is a cult classic, and it's been around since 1991, and I did see this at one time on VHS back in the day. But now I am glad to have it on Blu-ray, and it did look good. And if you're not sure if you want this type of a movie, again, go over to YouTube and just type in and watch a couple clips, and you'll be laughing your ass off. Then you'll probably be logging on to pick it up. The next one here is an Arrow video edition. It's one of their newer titles, What Have You Done to Solange? And I'm going to break into this one. I saw that Mr. Snickers had picked this one up last week or 2 weeks ago. I had planned to do it as well. I was going to do it a little bit down the road, but he kind of got me thinking. He was talking about some of the titles that he missed out on because he was going to wait to get them and then they sold out. So, what he said kind of made sense to me, so I went ahead and picked this up. I didn't want to miss out. So What Have You Done to Solange? And you can see on the back here that there are quite a few special features. Not going to read them all, but I'll just kind of rattle off some of the stuff. You get a brand new 2K restoration. You get original Italian and English soundtracks. And you get newly translated English subtitles. There's a brand new commentary with critics Alan Jones and Kim Newman, so that'll be cool to watch. And there's another little featurette called What Have You Done to Decency? A conversation with Karen Ball. The actress shares her thoughts on Dellamano's classic Giallo in the brand new interview. You get the First Action Hero, which is a newly edited 2006 interview with actor and former stuntman Fabio Testi, including a look at his role in Solange. You get the Old School Producer, newly edited 2006 interview with the producer Fulvio Luciano, Innocence Lost, Solange, and the Schoolgirls in Peril trilogy. A brand new visual essay by Michael Mackenzie exploring the themes of Solange and its 2 semi-sequels. And then you get an original theatrical trailer, and you get reversible art, which we will take a look at here in a second. The art was by Malleus. And if you're interested in Malleus, go to www.malleusdelic.com. And this is region 1-2 for the DVD, and it's region AB for the Blu-ray. So let's go ahead and see what we got inside. Here's the Blu-ray. I think that looks nice. Here's the DVD. And here is the reversible cover, which looks really good. I think I may flip that one. That looks really good too. This must be the newly commissioned art, and I'm thinking this is the original. I never did see this movie, so I don't even really remember seeing it at the VHS stores. So it might have been an obscure title that just wasn't popular. And then here you have some of the previous and current releases that are coming out. I still do have to pick up Sheba Baby, and I still do have to pick up Battles Without Honor and Humanity. It's pretty expensive, but I gotta grab it. I still do have to pick up The Tenderness of the Wolves, but I do have a couple pre-ordered that should be coming maybe tomorrow or next week. And it is The Mutilator, and then the American Horror Story box set. There was a couple other things I can't remember offhand, but. And my little art card this time is the Black Cat, which looks really good. And then you have the booklet that Arrow is always famous for. Cast and crew. Get some really nice images from some of the art from over the years. Some stills of the film, tons of write-ups here. You can just put this book right in your shitter. And every time you have to go drop a big deuce, just flip through and read a couple pages. Just try not to get any of that deuce on your inserts here. You don't want that. You don't want deuce on your stuff, man. Just be a little careful with it. And then you have the production credits, special thanks. Seeing if there was anybody noteworthy in the special thanks, and there's nobody I recommend, or recognize rather. About the restoration, it says it has been exclusively restored in 2K for this release. All the work on this restoration was carried out at La Imagen Ritrovata, Bologna. And I think I'm going to stop reading right there because I'm going to start tripping over my own words. Thousands of instances of dirt, debris, and light scratches were removed through a combination of digital restoration tools. Overall image stability and instances of density fluctuation were also improved. The sections sourced from the internegative element look noticeably worn in comparison to the negative as per the condition of these elements. So I do find that stuff kind of fascinating, how far they are willing to go to give you a great product, you the collector. That's who they're doing it for. They're doing it for you. They want their product to be the best, and they want you to keep coming back, and so far they're doing one hell of a job. Today I picked up a metal pack and a Steelbook at Target. I went into Target looking for the 2 X-Files Blu-rays, which are pretty cheap. And I looked for them on deep discount, and I think they were only $7 a piece, but they were out of stock. And they said you could still place an order and they'll get them out to you when they can. And I don't like doing it that way. I like to grab them, have them in my hands, unless there's no other option. Then I will order and just hope, it'll come in soon. But I picked up the Straight Outta Compton Steelbook that was a Target exclusive. Haven't seen the film yet, heard a lot of good things about it. NWA became very popular in 1990 and 1991. Those were like their biggest years, and those were the years I was in school. 90 and 91 would put me as a junior or a sophomore and a junior. So a lot of us at school were listening to Eazy-E and NWA and Eric B. and Rakim and just all that stuff. And it was a really good time. Not so much into the rap these days. I do enjoy some of this stuff though, and I do put it in. I have a lot of NWA in my iTunes, and I do have Eazy-E and Too Short. Like I was telling you guys yesterday, I do have a ton of music. But yeah, this was right up my alley here. This was, right around the time I was in high school, so it was kind of a big influence on me. And I knew I would want to watch this, so I planned on just picking up the Blu-ray that had the slipcase, and as I was getting ready to go to the checkout, I saw this sitting on the end cap. There was one left. I went over and I picked it up, and I was trying to figure out why the case looked different, and then I was like, oh wow, this is a Steelbook? I didn't even know this had a Steelbook release. But yeah, that's Straight Outta Compton Steelbook release, and I will be checking that out very soon. So I know they were a little bit controversial, and that was part of their style. So here's a movie I have to say that I basically know nothing about, and this is a J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg film called Super 8, and this is a collectible metal pack that was only from Target. And the difference between a Steelbook and a metal pack, most of you know this, but even if one person doesn't know this, maybe this will help them. On the Steelbook here, the Steelbook is on the top, the white one. You can see that it has a nice square spine. And if you look closely on the metal pack, you can see that it has almost like a swinging tray. It's got it kind of has a hinge is what it is. It opens up by a hinge. So I think Steelbooks look a little better. They look a little more uniform and more aesthetic. I think it just looks nice. And not to say that metal packs don't look nice, because they do, but it just they look a little less. I don't know. They just look a little less aesthetic to me. They don't really look as nice as a Steelbook. Now I'm just rambling, so let me keep going here. Like I was saying, I have never watched this film, and two of the greatest directors worked together on this, so this should be a good film. If any of you have seen this, please comment below. It's a PG-13 movie. It says it's 111 minutes. Came out in 2011. And it says the best summer movie of the year for many years. J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg joined forces in this extraordinary tale of youth, mystery, and adventure. Super 8 tells the story of 6 friends who witness a train wreck while making a Super 8 movie, only to learn that something unimaginable escaped during that crash. They soon discover that the only thing more mysterious than what it is what it wants. Experience the film the critics rave for, filled with unstoppable imagination and visual effects to spare. It will put a spell on you, and it sounds really cool. If it's kind of like a children band together to kind of, how like the Goonies, the children banded together to kind of get their what's the word I'm looking for, to get their quest complete, I guess. So I'm kind of hoping this is one of those type of films. These kids all have to work together to get the end result that they're looking for. And it is a cool Steelbook metal pack because it's very, very embossed. See that? It looks really cool. I mean, that is way embossed. It's huge. Pops right off the cover there. So I spent a lot of time on those two. I'm going to move on here to my last box. And these were ordered from Deep Discount. That's what it was, Deep Discount. And they had a sale. This was a couple weeks ago, where they were selling TV box sets on Blu-ray for, I think the sale was 10% off. So any edition of a TV show that you got was 10% off. And then if you bought 2 or more, they would give you an additional 5% off. If you bought 3, they would give you an additional 10% off. And if you bought 4 or more, they would give you an additional 15% off. So I had 30% off this entire box. So what I did was I got all 9 seasons of the X-Files. And that's 54 discs, and it came out to a little bit over $100. It was like, with shipping, I think it was like $130. So I was very, very happy with that. I'll pull them out and just kind of show you the covers and stuff. And I do have one gripe about this series here, and I'll show you when I get to it. But this here is season 1, and that is one of the best seasons. I love this whole entire show. I like the way that they mix the conspiracy with the Monster of the Week episodes. And I do like that they're having more Monster of the Week episodes in this new edition, this new season that they're on right now. I think there's only going to be 1 more episode. From what I hear, they were only going to do 6. But in an interview with David Duchovny, who plays Fox Mulder, he said he sounded kind of cocky, and he said, "Do you think we would really get the whole band back together just for 6 episodes?" And then he kind of chuckled. So that was like a hint that they probably did 6 this year just to kind of get their feet back in the water to see how the market would take it, how many viewers they would get. And now that they had quite a few views, I think they're going to go ahead and maybe do 11 episodes a year, or 13 episodes, something like that. I don't think they want to get back to the 22 episodes like they used to do. And I know now that Gillian Anderson lives in England, and she's a dual citizen. She lives in England part-time, and she lives in the U.S. sometimes. And I think she said that she didn't want to be away from England for too long, so she didn't want to do a full 22-episode season. And I do remember Fox Mulder, David Duchovny, saying that he didn't want to film in Canada. He wanted to film closer to LA where his family lives. So hopefully they can all get their shit together and give us a couple more seasons, and I'll be happy with, even if it's only 11 seasons or 11 episodes per season, I will be way happy with that. 6 is not enough for me, but hey, I'll take it. If that's all we get, I'll take it. But I like that they had the first episode was a conspiracy episode, the middle 3 were, or was it the middle 4, were Monster of the Week, and then the last one is going to be another conspiracy with their son William, which that's a little small gripe I have. Fans of, big fans of the original show don't really even think about William. They don't really care about him. They should have just kind of somehow taken him out of the equation and just kind of focused on how X-Files was in their roots, in their big years. I thought they should have went back to that style. Maybe they still will. We'll see. But you get a ton of special features here on the back. I'm not going to read through them all because there's 9 boxes I'm going to show you. So that's season 1. And the other gripe, the gripe I was telling you about before, is this is season 2. And it comes in this big old thick case. And that's the only one that comes in the thick case. The rest come like this, And if you put them side by side, you can see how much bigger the season 2 is. And little things like that, I have OCD, and little things like that just throw me completely off. I have 8 seasons like this, and then I have 1 season like this, so it's like, my God, hopefully, I know it sounds crazy, but it really does. It throws me off. So I'm hoping that they do come out with a season 2 again that looks like the season 1, and I'll just give this away or sell it or do something, trade it to somebody. But for now, it's staying in my collection because I am going to be marathoning these. I'm going to watch every single episode a little at a time. But anyway, this is episode 2, season 2, and again, it's 25 episodes. This one has 7 discs. So here's season 3. Look how young they were. So that was probably in 1995, season 3. That was a long time ago. That was 21 years ago already. Man, does time fly. Here is the 4th season, and it started really starting to pick up right around this time. Thought that Super Bowl commercial with Scully was kind of funny, and I hope it was meant to be funny, but they were kind of alluding to the fact that she may be part alien. So this is a 6 set, 24 episodes. Here's season 5, and again, this was another great season. Very, very good. And then you have 6, and that is 22 episodes. And you have 7 that started to go downhill a little bit now in 7. Mulder was there all of season 7. I like the character of Robert Patrick. From what I hear, he won't be coming back for this season. But I forget the female, Robert Patrick's partner, was a Hispanic female lady. I heard she's going to make a cameo, I think, next week. So she's coming back. And I'm crossing my fingers and praying that if they do another season after this, Robert Patrick will get back into the fold, because I really enjoy him as an actor. And here is season 8, and that is some pretty good cover there, like that. There's the back, and there's some oh, I also heard that Alex Krycek is coming back. These are just minor spoilers, but these are just rumors that I've been hearing, so I have no backup. I have no links to provide to prove anything. It's just things I'm hearing. And then you can see there's Robert Patrick, and that's the lady. I couldn't think of her name. Let's see if it's on the back here. I don't want to take too much time. Monica Reyes? No, that was her show name, though, I think, Monica Reyes. Anyhow, yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but it is season 9, and this was 20 episode. And that one, season 9, Mulder was not in it except for the very last episode, because that was kind of his swan song. They thought they were done completely, and we all did. And I was a little bit heartbroken, to be honest with you, when the show went off. But I'm very happy now it's back, and even if it's only the 6 that they gave us, I'm very thankful that everybody came back, and Chris Carter came back and directed a couple, and I'm happy. So today with this video, I reached a couple milestones. I want to share that with you guys, and thank you for watching and subbing, because today this particular video is video number 200 for me, which is one milestone. It's a small milestone, but it's a milestone nonetheless. I'm happy about that. And then recently, last night, I reached over 600 subscribers. So I was very, very happy about that. So it makes me, happy to make videos for you guys that you like, and I enjoy interacting with you guys, and I like watching your videos, and I consider you guys friends out there. So I guess that's it for today, guys. Let me know, comment below if you saw any of these, or if you're picking up anything, or what I should be looking for. Maybe I give you guys a lot of ideas. Maybe you can give me some. So okay, guys, have a great weekend, and I will catch you next time.